Hi, Mel here, and I'm taking you with me today for a tour of the United Polaris Lounge in Chicago O'Hare's International Airport. The Polaris Lounges are United's high-end lounge offering, ranking well above the more familiar United Club Lounges. While airline status can get you into the standard United Club Lounges, not even the highest level of status can get you into a Polaris Lounge. Instead, you need to be flying business or first class on an international flight by United or another Star Alliance airline. In addition to providing all the lounge basics, such as comfortable seating, private bathrooms, complimentary food and drink, and a full-service bar, the Polaris Lounge also integrates a very ethereal aesthetic and includes high-end options like showers, day beds, and a full-service restaurant that serves 3 full courses of excellent food. And of course, all of the Polaris Lounge amenities are complimentary. So stick with me if you want to see everything I experienced. I was recently scheduled on a United Polaris flight from Chicago to Zurich, and on my way to the airport, one of the things I was most looking forward to was visiting the Polaris Lounge before my departure. I've had a few opportunities in the past to enjoy this lounge, so I knew what to expect and couldn't wait. Maybe I'm in the minority here, but enjoying lounges and premium flights never gets old for me. I'm always just as excited as I was the first time. When I arrived at O'Hare, I went to Terminal 1 for check-in. I was able to take advantage of priority boarding because I was flying business class that day. Once you pass through security in Terminal 1, you come out in Concourse B, but the Polaris Lounge is in Concourse C. So to get there, you take an escalator down and travel through the rather iconic underground passage with moving walkways, neon lights, and overhead mirrors. As you come up the escalator at the end of the underground tunnel, you'll spot the United Polaris Lounge across from the escalators, on the left-hand side, right next to Gate C18. The entrance to the Polaris Lounge is honestly really impressive. There's a relaxed, almost ethereal energy to the lounge that I think comes from a combination of subtle lighting and distinctive art installations. The welcome desk is underlit in an interesting way, and the large light installation that hangs from the ceiling immediately captures your attention. The light sculpture, also known as North Star Chicago, was reportedly inspired by the street grid of Chicago, with the Northern Hemisphere stars hovering over it. And straight ahead is a long, star-filled hallway lined with private bathrooms. A tiny occupancy light next to each bathroom signals whether the bathroom is already taken, red, or available, green. The bathroom I looked at was nice, surprisingly large, and impressively clean. It had Therabody brand hand wash and lotion. When I left, I had a second chance to appreciate the twinkly ceiling. I really love the stars in the ceiling, and I think this design choice really fits the celestial mood that they were clearly aiming for. Since my flight was an evening flight and United's in-flight meal service doesn't have the best reputation, I wanted to enjoy a nice dinner in the lounge before my departure. So I headed straight to the dining room to ensure that I had plenty of time to eat. The large lounge has lots of seating options, which we'll explore more later. But on my way to the dining room, I couldn't help but notice how full the lounge was. It seemed like most of the seats were already taken. This was the busiest I've ever seen the lounge, and I'm not sure if it's often crowded now, or if I was just there at a particularly busy time. Hopefully the latter. When I reached the dining room, there was a menu at the entrance. The dining room offers both tables and booths, and it's a full-service restaurant, free of charge, just like the rest of the lounge amenities. Apparently, I wasn't the only person hoping to have a 3-course dinner before my flight, because the host told me that there was a wait, and he would have to put my name and number on the waiting list and text me when a table was available. This was the first time I've ever experienced that, but thankfully I had enough time to spare. I decided to explore the lounge during my wait. As I walked through one of the main seating areas, I was struck again by how full the lounge seemed compared to prior visits. But one thing was the same as always, the floor-to-ceiling windows that bring in tons of light and provide great views of the tarmac. I love seeing the planes so close, and the one at Gate C18 is right there. The nose of the plane almost seems close enough to touch. If you're interested in having a drink, there's a beautiful bar in the center of the lounge. Like many other parts of the lounge, the lighting choices really enhance the look and feel of this area. The bar offers free alcoholic drinks as well as barista-made coffee beverages. And as you might know from previous videos, I think barista service is a great addition to any lounge. If you want to sit down and relax there, you can take a seat at the bar or at a table along the back wall. Around the corner from the bar is a large space with tables along one side and private seating pods on the other. The pods are especially nice. Each one offers a degree of privacy, a comfortable seat, a desktop that can be pulled out, and a light with charging capabilities. Pods like these are scattered throughout the lounge, but there are other seating options as well. Near the buffet area are comfortable club chairs, each with a side table and again, light and charging capabilities. Speaking of the buffet, I don't want to forget to mention that if you don't have enough time for the restaurant, you can get plenty of food at the buffet instead. The center island provides a variety of hot meal options, including both meat and vegetarian dishes, pasta, potatoes, vegetables, and soup. Along the side and back walls were more options, including cold cuts and cheeses as well as already made sandwiches, a nice selection of fruit and some dessert options, including chocolate chip cookies, which is always a smart choice. There were also a couple of beverage stations in the lounge, offering both hot and cold self-serve drink options. Much earlier than expected, I suddenly received a text from the dining room telling me my table was ready. I quickly made my way back there and was seated in one of the booths. The tables around me were completely full, just as I expected. The waiter provided me with both a drink and food menu. The drink menu was surprisingly extensive, and after studying all of my options, I ordered their signature drink, the United Polaris Star. I then turned my attention to the meal options. For my dinner, I chose the baby gem wedge salad to start, the harissa chicken paillard as my main entree, and of course, the chocolate chip skillet cookie for dessert. It's worth knowing that if you come before 11 a.m., they also have some great breakfast items to choose from. I've never been there during breakfast hours, but I've heard many positive reports. The waiter brought my drink out impressively fast. It was sweet and refreshing and didn't taste very strong, which I actually prefer. The wedge salad came next and I enjoyed it. I appreciated the variety of colors. The flavors were good, and I especially liked the shaved Parmesan on top. My main entree wasn't quite as good. I enjoyed the grilled peaches and the arugula, but the chicken itself was on the dry side. I usually order the Polaris signature burger with wedge-cut fries, and I always love that. So I think I'm going back to that on my next visit. And I don't think I'll ever venture away from the chocolate chip skillet cookie. It's served warm and gooey with ice cream on top. I get it every time, and I'm never disappointed. As you can probably tell from the empty skillet, dessert is always my favorite part of the meal. As I finished eating, I remembered that there was one final section in the lounge I still wanted to see. When I was in the buffet area earlier, I had spotted an amenity check-in desk. I returned there and asked if I could look around. This more private section of the lounge includes both shower rooms and day beds, and the desk agent told me that both are available on a first-come, first-served basis. So if you're interested, make sure you ask the agent to put you on the list. I started with the shower room. It was very nice, with high-end finishes, heated floors, and a shower with 2 shower heads, regular and overhead rain. The room is spacious and also includes a large bench on which to put your luggage, a toilet, and a mirrored sink and vanity area. In the shower are TheraBody brand shampoo, conditioner, and body wash. The sink area has TheraBody products as well. If you need any additional amenities like slippers or toothbrush and toothpaste, the desk agent will be happy to help. The most interesting part of the room is a small hanging cabinet into which you can put clothes that need to be pressed. While I didn't try this out, apparently the clothes are pressed and then magically returned to the cabinet for your retrieval. Next, I headed off to the daybed area, which was completely empty the day I was there. Very surprising given how crowded the lounge was. The rooms are not completely closed off, but it is a private space, and it felt quiet and peaceful the day I was there. The daybed itself is more of a lounge chair, and you can ask the desk agent for pillows and blankets if you'd like. There are also several amenities on the bedside table, including a sound machine, eye mask, earplugs, bottled water, tissues, sanitizing wipes, and mints. And if you can't sleep, there are some pretty incredible views of the tarmac to keep you entertained. While I wouldn't have minded hanging out for a while, I knew it was time for me to head off for my flight, so no nap for me. As I left, I passed by the 3 service desks and the large welcome area on my way out, and I couldn't help but again admire the peaceful, ethereal mood that the lounge manages to achieve so well. If you enjoyed this lounge tour and review, let me know in the comments. And if you've had a chance to try the Polaris Lounge yourself, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Also, if you enjoy content like this, hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future videos. And until next time, happy travels.